Welcome back to the channel. My name is Thomas Fletcher and I'm the host of the military and the LCSW networks. If you're new to the channels, please do me a favor by smashing that like button, by subscribing to the channels, and by sharing this video with your social work colleagues and friends. The purpose of this video is to promote a community of hope and support where social workers can come for relevant news, information, and inspiration. Welcome back to Ask a Military Social Worker. So we got a message from somebody named Anna Luz. Anna Luz asked, or says, I am thinking about joining the military. I got a BA in Sociology and I'm planning on getting my master's degree in military social work. Once I'm there, can you explain a little more about the process and whether or not it is possible? Thank you so much. All right, Anna Luz, well, thank you for sending in this message. So the process is kind of detailed, but I'll go through it with you. So make sure the master's that you are applying to is accredited by the CSWE, the Council for Social Work Education. If it is not accredited by the CSWE for master's level, for master's in social work, you will not be eligible to commission into the military as a clinical social worker. So that's the first step, okay, that your program is accredited by the CSWE. After you go through your program, you graduate, you get your MSW. The next step is that you will need to get your license. You will not be able to join the military as a social work officer if you do not have your LCSW or your advanced practice social work license. Okay? The military just requires that you have an advanced practice license. Okay, my license happens to be an LCSW from the state of California, but it can be any advanced practice license from a state or territory of the United States, okay? Years before I got my LCSW in California, I had another license from the state of New York. That was an MSW, but that did not qualify me to join the military as a social work officer. I learned that the hard way because I did talk to a recruiter years before I got my LCSW. I talked to, I think it was an Army Reserve recruiter, and I went through the process, and they told me, we're sorry, but you need to get your LCSW, okay? So that's the next step, getting your hours of 3,200 hours of clinical supervision after you've gotten your MSW. So after you get your LCSW or equivalent advanced practice social work license, the next step will be to talk to a recruiter, either an active duty recruiter or a reserve recruiter or a National Guard recruiter for Army, Air Force, Navy. The Marines don't have their own social workers. They're part of the Department of the Navy. I learned a few years ago, some of the veterans refer to the Marines as the men's department of the Navy. That's just a little veteran humor. But anyway, seriously. So depending on your age, Anna Luz, you didn't write your age. If you're younger than 40s or 30s, you have the most options. If you're in your 20s, you have the most options. And of course, joining the service when you're younger is going to depend more upon your family traditions. If you come from a family of everybody who was in the Navy, then you may choose the Navy. Likewise, if everybody in your family is Marines, you may choose to join the Marines. Although, as I said before, the Marines does not employ their own social workers. So if you did want to serve in the Marines, you would join the Navy, and then once you're in the Navy, you would be serving Navy and Marine. You'd be serving sailors as well as Marines. Okay. If you're an older person like I was, I joined the military after I turned 40. Um, your options are going to be limited to the Army, whether it's the Army Reserve or the Army National Guard. Okay. Um, so that's the next process after getting your license. You're going to talk to a recruiter for one of the appropriate services, either Air Force, Army, or Navy. To my or I often forget this, but Commission Corps is not a military branch per se, but the Commission Corps does send their their officers, and social workers are part of the Commission Corps, to Department of Defense, to Department of Justice facilities, um, Department of Health and Human Services facilities, Indian Affairs, which is under, I think the Indian Affairs is under HHS, but it is a federal agency that the Commission Corps does employ social workers. So that's another option. But if you want a military career, you're going to talk to a military recruiter, again, either Air Force, um, Army, or Navy. Okay? And once you talk to a recruiter, they're going to give you this like 50 page or more application packet, they're going to do a background check on you. They're going to ask you about your drug use. They're going to ask you about your justice. If you've ever been arrested, if you've ever been incarcerated, they're going to go through all that with you. They're going to ask you to write an essay on why you want to join the military. It's quite intensive. Joining the military is not for the weak of heart. They're going to do a background check. They're going to ask you to identify all of your immediate family members. If you're married, they're going to ask you to identify the family members, your in-laws. It's quite an involved process, but it is doable. Okay, it is doable. So Anna Luz, I hope I've answered your question. It is from what you've shared with me. Again, I don't know your age, but again, I didn't mention this. If you are over the age of 42 and you still want to join, you can join, but you're going to be limited to the Army, whether it's the Army Reserve or the Army National Guard. I don't think active duty takes in service members, specifically social workers, probably past the 30s. I think age waivers are specifically for reservists, Army Reserves, and Army National Guard. Okay, but if you're still in your 20s, you can look at the Air Force. Look at the Air Force. I'm not knocking the Army, but having come back from a deployment and seeing air bases versus Army bases, if I was a younger man, I might have joined the Army. I might have joined the Air Force. But no regrets. I'm grateful that I'm able to serve in the Army, even as an older man. So no regrets. But for you, Anna Luz, from what you shared with me, you have a bachelor's in sociology. Again, quick review. Make sure the MSW program that you're applying to is accredited by the Council on Social Work Education. Okay, that's the first step. After you've verified that that's the case, complete your MSW program, get your hours of supervision so that you can get your LCSW or equivalent advanced practice social work license. Once you have that advanced practice social work license, then you talk to your recruiter, and they will ask you, what are you interested in? Active duty, reserve, National Guard, and you'll let them know how you want to serve. All right, I hope I answered your question, Anna Luz. Again, thank you for sending me your question, and I would invite you all All of you prospective military social workers, send in your questions, send in your scenarios to me. I love to answer them. All right, I'm going to stop here, but I want to thank you all for watching this video. For all the social workers out there, thank you for the work that you do every day for your clients, for your agency, and for the profession. Please continue to support each other and yourselves. Bye for now.